The stat sheet doesn't always tell the story of the game, but pretty confident saying the stat sheet tells a lot, if not all, the story tonight. 2 for 19 from three, 18 turnovers on the road. Those just aren't numbers that are going to get it done very often. Credit to West Virginia. I thought they played like the aggressors, took the fight to us early on, and I thought our guys responded a little bit, but not certainly enough to overcome a team that was playing really well on their home court today.
Coach, the troubles from three-point range. Did you want to shoot a bunch of threes coming in? Was that part of the game plan? And you get good looks, just didn't hit them? What would you think of that?
Not necessarily the game plan. It's a part of the game plan. I mean, you got to make some threes. But when our best interior scorer gets in foul trouble early, it makes it a little bit of a different game than maybe you intended. Caleb picked up 2 fouls in 4 minutes of the first half, and so we had to go to a different kind of approach, and we're unable to capitalize on some of those opportunities.
Any other questions? Turnovers wise, I mean, you had a bunch, but you didn't get a bunch from them. They've had some in the past. You went for a quarter a whole lot. Did you want to force them into more?
Yeah, I mean, the defense was pretty aggressive. They always are. Let's see, 59 free throws between the two teams. Pretty good indicator of a pretty physical game as always here. And what is this? 45 fouls. No, it's 47 fouls. My math was a little off there. 47 fouls and 59 free throws. So. Pretty physical. Obviously, the physicality affected us a little bit more than it did them in terms of ball handling today.
Coach, how much different, I guess, is West Virginia when Mitchell produces the way he did tonight? Last 7-8 games, he hasn't given them anything close to what he did tonight.
Yeah, he's a really, really talented scorer. Has been his whole career. Going back to his days at UMass. He had some good moments even at Texas last year. And I think sometimes when you move around as much as you did, you kind of find yourself with a new group, different coaching philosophy, different teammates. But he showed tonight, why he was widely considered a really talented kid coming out of high school. Was a highly productive player at UMass. And obviously showing that he's capable of having nights where he's like an all Big 12 type player here today. So definitely gives him another element because. The balance with him and Stevenson inside out makes you kind of figure out where you're going to put most of your attention from a defensive standpoint. And obviously we didn't do a good job guarding either one of them today.
Coach, does a game like this kind of show how it's emblematic on how difficult it is maybe to scheme for teams in the Big 12 this year? Because West Virginia coming off of a home loss against Texas Tech, bottom of the conference, and then you get this effort from the Mountaineers going off Greg's question. It just seems like it's hard to gauge what team you're going to expect every night in the conference.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's part of it. There's a reason. I don't know if you guys saw it. I'm sure some of you did. A few weeks back, maybe a month ago or so, the top 10 schedules in the country were the 10 teams in the Big 12, and that's not some kind of fancy thing that the league's putting out there trying to. Get more teams in the tournament. I mean, that's real. That's real. Just going through it every day, you're going to face a team that's, certainly postseason and say tournament caliber with a really good coach. On the road, it's even more difficult. And tonight, West Virginia was much better than Oklahoma State. But yeah, I think to your point, every game you're facing somebody that brings a little bit different style. They're always really, really physical games against West Virginia. They played that physical style of basketball better than we did today.
In this stretch, looks like you're still trying to adjust to the absence of a couple of players. Are you happy with where that is? Do you feel like you have time to do that, to make a run over the last week or two?
It's a difficult situation. Anytime we were out without Cisse for about 3 weeks, and you'll get him back comfortable, and then Anderson goes down, and you got two guys who pretty much have started every game for you for the last 2 years. But we're not here to make excuses. You got to play the hand you're dealt. Injuries are a part of the game. It affects everybody a little bit differently, but certainly it's had an impact. Our job is to figure out how to play well enough, with the situation we have, because at the end of the day, no one really cares. You got to find a way to get the job done.
Anything else? We'll wrap it up there.
Thanks, guys.